to do assignment 2, first go to scratch.mit.edu. Make sure you're signed in. If you're not, you'll click on sign in, and then you'll put in your first initial, last name 28. You'll put in the same password that you use for your email and click sign in. Now, if you're already signed in, what will happen is you'll already see your name up in the top right. Anyway, when you're on this screen, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the folder that's up in the top right, and then you're going to click on See Inside. From here, what we're going to do next is we're going to add an enemy sprite. So we're going to click on the Choose a Sprite button, which is the cat in the bottom right corner. And then from here, you would go ahead and choose a sprite. Now you've got these different categories. So if you want to click on the categories, you can. So for example, I'm going to go with the bat. All right. And then from here, if I want to make it smaller, I would choose a different size than 100. So for example, I'm going to type in 50, make it a bit smaller. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my bat where I want it to appear. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an event and then click and drag the when flag clicked. Now you'll notice that there's no code here. If I click on the bear, I've got the code from last time, but right now I should be on the bat or whatever my enemy character is. So then from here, what I'm going to do is once I have the when flag clicked, which I got from the events menu, I'm then going to make sure that my bat is positioned where I want it to begin. I'm going to then click on the motion menu. I'm going to click and drag the point and direction block right here. Then I'm going to type in a different number in the point and direction block, or I can use the arrows to make it point in a direction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it go diagonal. So I'm just going to go ahead and point in a diagonal direction. So like this right here, maybe 45. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down in the menu on the left, and I'm going to find the set rotation style block, and I'm going to put that right here, connect it to the other blocks. Then I'm going to use the go to block, which is going to be closer to the top, and I'm going to put that right there as well. Then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some controls. So I'm going to go to the control menu, and I'm going to click and drag a forever block. And then I'm also going to click and drag a repeat until block. You might need to scroll down, and that's going to go inside the forever block. From here, what you're going to do is we're going to add some motion. So we're going to click on the motion menu, and then we're going to click and drag the move 10 steps to go into the repeat until block. Then we're also going to make it bounce so that it never goes off the screen. That's going to be down here, if on edge bounce, and you're going to put that underneath the move 10 steps block. So anyway, then what you're going to do is if you were to hit the green flag, you'll see that the character moves on its own. Now, that being said, we're going to add a health variable so that our bear would lose health if it gets hit by the bat. So I'm just going to stop that for right now. So to do that, you're going to click on the character sprite, which in this case is my bear. Then you're going to click on the variables menu. And then we're going to click on make a variable. You're then going to type in the word health and click OK. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the set health. It's going to say set health to 0. And you're going to put that right after the when flag clicked block. So before forever. And then we're going to set the health to whatever number you want. So you're going to do a higher number. So like 50 or 100, whatever you want your starting health to be. Then from here, you're going to add an if block to make your character lose health. So right now the health is permanently at 50. We're going to do that by clicking the control menu. And then we're going to click and drag an if block. And that's going to go underneath the last if block right there. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on sensing. And then you're going to click and drag the touching mouse pointer block. And that's going to go at the top of the if statement. We're going to click on it and change it to say if touching bat. Then from here, we're going to click on the variables menu again so that we can add a block that makes the health change. We're going to click and drag the change health by 1 to go inside the if statement. And then you're going to put in a negative number like -1. Then what we're going to do is we're going to test it out. We can click the green flag. You'll see that the health goes down when the bat touches the bear. Then from here, we're going to make it so that the game ends if the health equals 0. So we're going to click on the control menu again to get another if statement. From here, you're going to click and drag the if block to go underneath the last if block. Make sure when you're doing this, you put it underneath, not inside, not under forever, but underneath the last if block. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use the stop all block. If you don't see it, you might need to scroll down. That's going to go inside this new if statement. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on operators, and we're going to get the one that has the equal sign. All right, so that's going to go up at the top. We're going to make it say that if health equals 0, then we stop all. Anyway, to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the variables menu. You're going to click and drag the round health block to go inside the first blank in the green block. Then you're going to type the number 0. So it'll say if health equals 0, then stop all. So that'll make the game end if you were to lose all of your health. So I'm just going to test it out, purposely lose all my health, and then the game stops. So then we're going to add a throwing object. That way we'll be able to actually score points and eventually be able to win the game. To do that, you're going to click on the Choose a Sprite button in the bottom right corner, which looks like a little cat. And then you're going to choose an object. So for example, I'll choose the ball. Then from here, what I'm going to do is if I want to resize it, I can right here. But it's up to you if you want to resize it. I might make it a little bit smaller. Anyway, so that being said, there we go, size 80. So then what you're going to do is you'll notice your code disappears. Again, you've got code for the bat, you've got code for the bear. This is going to be the code that makes the ball work. So then what you're going to do is make sure that you have your throwing object where your character will be able to reach it. You're going to click on events and add a when flag clicked block. From here, you're going to then add a motion block. All right, make sure that this is positioned where you want it. And you're going to add the go to block. That's going to go right here. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to click on control. You're going to click and drag the forever block to go here. Then you're going to click and drag the wait until block, which is farther down. That's going to go inside the forever block. Then you're going to use the repeat until, not the repeat block, but the repeat until. And that's going to go underneath the wait block. Then you're going to do the regular repeat block, and that's going to go underneath the repeat until block. Then what you're going to do is where it says repeat 10, you're going to change it to say 30. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add some sensing. Click on the sensing menu. Then what you're going to do is you're going to click and drag the touching block. That's going to go in the blank in the wait until. So that top hexagon right there. Then what you're going to do is click on the drop down arrow. You're going to make it say wait until you're touching your character sprite. Now your character sprite that you control is the walking bear. So I'm going to change it to say wait until touching the bear. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put in another motion block. So before we do that, we're going to decide what key we want to press to throw the ball. All right, right now it says key space. You're going to put that into the second blank. We can keep it as the space key, or you can change it if you want. I like the space bar to throw. Anyway, what you're going to do then is you're going to click on motion, and then you're going to go ahead and put in the go to random position block. And that's going to go right here inside the repeat until, but then we're going to click on it to change it to say go to the bear. All right, so what that's going to do, if we were to play our game, now it goes to the bear so that the bear can carry it. But then the last thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make it so that the bear can actually throw it. So I'm just going to stop for right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and add in a point in direction block. That's going to be in the motion menu. That's going to go into the repeat 30 block. Next, what we are going to do is you're going to click on it. All right, we want to throw it directly up, so we're going to click on it and drag the arrow upward. Then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add the move 10 steps to go underneath point in direction. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use the go to right here. All right. And then we're going to drag that to go under repeat. So inside forever, but under repeat. Then what'll happen if we were to play it now, I can hit the space bar and I can throw the ball. I have to get the ball and then I'm able to throw it. So then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to make your enemy stop moving when getting hit with the object. So you're going to click the enemy, which in this case is the bat. You're going to click on the sensing menu. And then from here, we're going to click and drag the touching to go inside the repeat until. So it'll say repeat until and then touching. Then you're going to change it and then you're going to go ahead and choose the object that you're throwing. So repeat until touching ball. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add an if statement that makes the score go up. Because right now we just have a health variable. So we're going to add a score variable eventually. We're going to click on the control menu and we're going to drag the if block to go underneath the repeat until block. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to put our pointer on the touching ball block. We're going to 2-finger click, choose duplicate, and then put it in the if blank or the blank in the if statement right here. And then what you're going to do is you're now going to add a score that says if touching ball, then the score is going to increase. So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in a new variable. So go to the variables menu, click make a variable. We're going to call it score and then click OK. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to click on the drop down arrow that says change health by 1, change it to say change score by 1, and then we're going to drag it to go inside the if statement that we just added. So now if I were to throw the ball at that, the score changes. As you can see, it kind of glitches out though. So there's a little bit more that we need to add. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to, first of all, set the score to 0 so that the game starts at 0. So we're going to click on the set health to 0 block. We're going to change it to say set score to 0. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag that to go right here above the forever block. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to add a wait block inside this if statement. We're going to do that by going to the control menu, and you're going to see this wait 1 second up at the top. What you're going to do is you're going to make it so that if the bat is touching the ball, we change the score by 1, we wait 0.5 seconds, and then we reposition it. So we're going to do that by clicking on motion, and then we're going to do the go to XY block underneath the wait 0.5 seconds block. And so then what you should do is just make sure that whatever the X and Y is at the top one, you're going to put the same XY in the bottom one. So it says X -92, Y 127. So it matches these other ones. And so then if you click the green flag to test your game, what should happen is right now, my health, I lose it, unfortunately, if I get hit by the bat. And if I throw the ball and hit the bat, then my score goes up. And so that's how your game should work.